I'm Laura Goehler for CUTV. Right now we're standing outside the 1000 La Gauchetière in front of the Egyptian consulate where men and women and the media have gathered in order to witness the protests against the Egyptian government. What was happening right behind us was a moment of joy and relief. Protesters and supporters in front of the Egyptian consulate in Montreal were embracing each other as a rumor was reported that the Egyptian President Mubarak had stepped down and fled the country. While some kept celebrating, others tried to reach their relatives in Egypt in order to obtain confirmation, but without success as phone services and the internet have been shut down for days.
It's not working.
Nothing about him leaving the country yet. But we'll see. I believe eventually this regime will fall, and it's just a matter of time.
We don't know. Even I couldn't call my parents there just to make sure what's happening. People even there are not. The situation there is not clear. Protesters are in the streets. They don't want to go home. Even they have, like, the regime there said everyone has to go home since 2 days, but no one want to go home because they want this regime to fall down. They don't want any more promises.
I just want free diplomatic elections where the people can choose who takes over. Just once, like we never had free elections. We never, in our history, had free elections. I've been waiting for this moment since I was born.
1, 2, 3, Egyptians are free! 1, 2, 3, Egyptians are free!
For the past week, since January 25th, Egyptian protesters and their supporters have been out on the streets of Cairo, Alexandria, Suez, and cities all around the world, including Montreal. Their message is clear. They demand reform and change. Recent reports have confirmed that the president has dismissed the government and appointed new leaders. But the protests continue to increase every day. The Egyptian people speak with a unified voice.
We are celebrating the rise of Egyptian against the dictator who governed us in 30 years. And he wants to give the power to his son. Today, Egyptians are witnessing a very special moment in the history. We are proving to the whole world that we are not dead country. Our people are alive. And
it's enough. People there in the streets saying we will not go home until this regime go. All the members of the ruling party go away.
Well, around the world, in cities across every continent, people are gathering to celebrate the mass uprising that took place today in Egypt. A day of rage, a day of protest, a day of rejection against dictatorship, repression and poverty. And so we can see that here in Montreal too. And it's really an amazing moment because if the Mubarak regime falls in Egypt, it will completely change the political landscape of the Middle East in a positive way.
Over the past 5 years, the situation has been brewing and simmering, but the Tunisian element gave it a spark in a life that could not be ignored, that what was impossible became possible overnight.
Only people are asking why Egyptians are moving now, why they were silent all this period. They lost hope. What happened in Tunisia, that they give Egyptians hope that they can change.
And the fact that in recent weeks we've seen waves of protests in opposition to this policy of repression administered by dictatorships all the way from Morocco to Saudi Arabia, from Algeria to Egypt, from Syria to Libya. So it's really a huge phenomenon. I think one that will be remembered for a long, long time.
With its political and economical ties to the United States, Egypt has been a major key player in the Middle East. Not only foreign governments have stressed the need to reform in the country and called upon a restraint on violence, but also the protesters in Montreal realized the significance of the happenings in Egypt these days.
If Egypt comes to democracy, if the dictatorship in Egypt falls, there's a good chance that out of all other Middle Eastern countries, that is the one that has the most potential for change. The question is, are they going to be able to keep it up long enough, you know what I mean, to really force change in the government?
Donc on espère que la rue va tenir la pression. On voit que ça commence aussi au Yémen, en Jordanie, et il y aura un effet domino, c'est certain.
It's the biggest Arabic country, it's around 80 million persons. it's also like it's only the third of the Arab country. So if you speak about the Arab country without Egypt, you are mistaken. Any change will happen in Egypt will affect the whole Arab region. It's us who are changing our own system, not American way, but Arabic way.
Egypt will be free! Egypt will be free! No dictator! No!
We hope our message be delivered to the Western countries. Please don't give him more support. That's enough. Please, we want him to go away. We don't want him anymore.
In Montreal, Egyptian protesters and their supporters from all over the world have shown their solidarity with the people in Egypt. They will continue to gather in front of the Egyptian consulate every day as long as the demonstrations in Egypt go on.
I know they're about the struggle of the people in Egypt as they overcome oppression and dictatorship, and they struggle for human rights. So here in Canada, we must be strong in our voices to stand in solidarity with the people of Egypt.
Nous sommes ici des Québécois de toute origine. Moi, je suis iranien, mais il y a aussi des Algériens, des Marocains, des Tunisiens, des gens de toute origine et surtout des Québécois et des Québécoises aussi que vous voyez ici, pour exprimer notre solidarité avec le peuple égyptien. Parce que, pas seulement dans le monde arabe, mais dans tout le monde entier, il n'y a rien qui puisse faire autant la joie des peuples, je ne parle pas des dirigeants, des peuples, que de voir qu'enfin la démocratie va arriver pour la plus grande civilisation, pour le berceau de l'humanité. Et j'espère que ça sera avec la Tunisie, avec l'Algérie, avec la Jordanie, le début d'une transformation profonde parce que les peuples arabes ont droit à leur indépendance, ont droit à leur dignité, ont droit à la liberté, à la démocratie telle que eux et elles vont la définir.
Solidarité avec les peuples égyptiens. Solidarité avec les peuples.
Lots is happening out here. We'll keep you updated. This is Laura Goehler for CUTV News.